The end of the search bar? Yeah, I know it sounds a little dramatic, right? You've probably used one like a dozen times today already. But what if I told you its days might actually be numbered?
So let me ask you something. The last time you were shopping online, you typed in what you were looking for, right? But who really decided what you saw? Was it you? Or was there something else pulling the strings?
Well, let's get right into it. For decades, the internet has basically been this giant noisy marketplace. And the only way to get heard? To shout the loudest with ads to grab your attention and, of course, your money.
So that brings us to Section 1, Shopping's Big Problem. And here's the core question. When the biggest budget wins, does the best product? I mean, think about it. This constant flood of ads creates a huge problem for us as shoppers. If the brand with the biggest marketing budget is always the first one you see, are you really finding the best product? Or are you just finding the one that's best at advertising?
But what if that whole system is about to get turned on its head? A new technology is starting to change the rules. It's time to meet your AI shopper.
All right, so this whole concept has a name, Agentic Commerce. I want you to imagine an AI, your own personal shopper that knows your tastes maybe even better than you do. This isn't just another search engine. No way. It's like your personal stylist, your tech guru, your bargain hunter, all rolled into one. And its main job? It's not to show you who paid the most for an ad. It's to find the product that is genuinely the absolute best fit for you.
Okay, so that sounds great, right? But how does this, magical AI shopper actually work? I mean, how can it possibly understand every single product from every brand out there? Well, the secret is a universal language.
And that language is called the Universal Commerce Protocol, or UCP for short. Now, this is a big deal. It's an open source standard that was co-developed by some real heavyweights. We're talking Shopify and Google. And it's designed to do one thing: let any and every merchant describe their products in super rich, complex detail directly to these new AI agents.
Okay, so let's break down how UCP actually works. It's basically a simple three-step process. Step 1, brands connect. They use UCP to list out all the nitty-gritty details. We're not just talking price, we're talking subscription options, cool product bundles, even really specific requests like, hey, please don't ship this on a Thursday. Then, step 2, the agents understand. These AI agents, like Google's Gemini or ChatGPT from OpenAI, they just gobble up this universal language from all these different brands. And then finally, step 3, and this is where the magic happens, you get the perfect match. Your agent takes all that info, matches it against what it knows about you, and boom, delivers a recommendation that is just hyper-personalized.
And here's the thing, Shopify is playing the long game here. They know that for this to really work, your AI shopper needs to see everything. So they're opening the floodgates. They've got this thing called an Agentic plan, which lets literally any brand, even if they're not on Shopify, plug into the system. It's a smart move, right? It positions Shopify as not just a place to build a store, but as a core piece of the infrastructure for this whole new era of commerce.
And all of this leads to what might be the biggest shift of all. We're talking about a world where it's all about merit, not marketing. A world where the best products win, not the biggest advertisers.
And the difference here is it's just night and day. Commerce today, it's basically a shouting match. Whoever has the biggest ad budget, they're the ones you hear. And the result for you is, frankly, pretty generic search results. But agentic commerce? That's more like a quiet, one-on-one conversation, where your preferences are the only thing that matters. And that leads to recommendations that are incredibly personalized.
Shopify's president, Harley Finkelstein, he puts it perfectly. He says, quote, "You can't really game the system in that way. You actually have to be, from a context perspective, the right product for the right consumer." Just like that, the power of a giant ad budget, it just starts to disappear.
I mean, this just completely levels the playing field. Think about it. Imagine a great smaller brand, like, say, True Classic Tea. Right now, if you search for a black t-shirt, they're probably buried under a mountain of ads from the big corporate giants. But in this new world of agentic commerce, if their shirt is genuinely the best one for you, your style, your fit, the AI just plucks them right out of that pile and puts them front and center.
Okay, so let's follow this logic. If recommendations are now purely about merit and your personal taste, what in the world happens to SEO? That whole multi-billion-dollar industry built around gaming the search results?
Well, here's the bombshell. This is another quote from Finkelstein, and it's a big one. He says, "I think the idea of SEO won't exist in Agentic because, again, it's merit-based." Just let that sink in for a second. The entire game is no longer about keywords and backlinks. It's about actually having the best product and, this is the crucial part, describing it with the richest, most accurate data you possibly can for the AI.
So let's talk about the future of your cart. What does this all mean for the way we're actually going to shop?
Now look, this isn't going to be some overnight switch. We've got to be realistic. Shopify's president says we're still in the early days. But, and this is key, the experience is getting better at a ridiculous pace. So in the near future, he thinks it'll be a mix. His words were, most people use it some of the time, and some people use it most of the time. But long term, the potential here is massive. He thinks it could kickstart online shopping on a scale similar to what we saw during the COVID moment. That is huge.
When you boil it all down, the ultimate vision here is pretty powerful. It's about creating a truly unbiased conversation between you, the shopper, and the entire world of commerce. A real conversation, based on what you actually want, not on who paid the most to get in your face.
And that brings us to the big final question. In this new world of commerce, where personalization is everything and the best product is king, are we actually ready for this? Are we ready to give an AI our shopping list and our wallet?